Most people will see a dog playing. I see a dog 3.5 seconds away from biting. Let's stop for a moment and watch this video together. I want to slow it down, read the dog's body language, explain things as I see it, and hopefully help you decode your own dog. So let's start.
A pack with 2 dogs fighting is dangerous, but a pack with 3 dogs fighting is a red zone emergency. I'm on my way to Huntington Beach where 2 dogs have been in combat for years. Now the pet parent added a 3rd dog into the pack, and that dog is now becoming just as aggressive. This is an explosive situation that can potentially end up in a dog death or someone in a hospital. I need to address this immediately.
Okay, let's just stop. Even before we get into the meat and potatoes of the video, as a dog trainer, we see this so much. One dog starts having problems, and I'm not sure if somehow psychologically we as humans think that if we bring another dog, maybe a more well-behaved dog into the pack, that the new dog will teach the old dog how to behave. And unfortunately, that just doesn't work. You end up with situations very similar to this. So, yeah, it's a tricky one.
I'm Susie. It's hard being an empty nester and your kids are grown and don't really rely on you for a lot anymore. So it's great that now I've got these dogs and they're kind of my purpose. They're a little too much of my purpose. I've got Isabella, and she's an English bulldog. I've had Izzy the longest. She is about 8 years old now. She is not the smartest dog in the world, but she is very sweet. Kane showed up when he was about 4 weeks old. That was 3 years ago. He is 95 pounds.
Wait, I just want to go back. Did she say 4 weeks? So right off the bat, was that right? Did she say 4 weeks old?
Very sweet. Kane showed up when he was about 4 weeks old. That was 3 years ago. He is 95 pounds.
Okay, so if what she's saying is true and that dog came to her at 4 weeks old, right off the bat, I mean, there's no way that puppy learned everything it needed to learn from its mom, from its siblings. They're starting off on the wrong foot right off the bat. This poor pup never had a chance, right? He didn't learn. He didn't learn how to, bite inhibition and restraint and all the things that mom teaches in those last few weeks. Like he's just starting to learn how to eat kibble. So that's really young to be taken away from his mom. Doesn't surprise me that he's got issues.
Staffy, Pit, Cane Corso mix. I always say he's like Shrek. He has no idea how big and terrifying he is, but he's just a big heart. And then Tricky is new to the pack. She came here about 6 months ago, and Tricky is just under a year old, and she's also a little pit bull mix. She's probably one of the most affectionate dogs that I've ever seen. I love them so much. And I don't like really talking about these things, but I
don't mean to interrupt her like that, but so he's not neutered. I don't know if he's neutered now. I guess we'll find out. But that picture, he definitely wasn't neutered. So yeah, that's going to cause some major issues as well.
Went through a great deal of trauma in a very short amount of time. They were what I needed to not feel alone with all of the things that I was dealing with. But I signed up for more than I can handle. Kane and Izzy used to be best buddies when Kane was about a year old. That changed pretty significantly. I'm scared to death when they go at each other because...
Yeah, so he's not neutered, a year old, so hormones are kicking in. He's gone from being a roly-poly puppy to an alpha with lots of testosterone. Even the most calm, sorry, not calm, but even the most gentle, well-being dog, if he's full of testosterone, is going to have issues.
Because when the fights have happened in the past, they all required stitches and surgery.
Oh.
One time I was walking in the kitchen Izzy started growling, Kane started growling, and he went after her. Kane grabbed Izzy by the back of the neck and was just shaking her around like a rag doll. And I was afraid he was going to turn on me because I was trying to get him off of her. And I could hear the cry. Finally got a hold of Kane's collar, and I don't have a lot of control, so I broke my finger doing this. But we let her go, and then I just had to clean up all the blood.
I just wanted to point out something here. Like, I see this a lot when I go into new clients and, I'm meeting their dogs for the first time. Just going to talk about the gear here. So she's got a harness on the dog by the looks of it.
Because I was
just running around with a harness on.
Trying to get him off of her. And I could hear the cry. Finally
Right
got a hold of.
So he's not wearing the harness now, but he's got a collar on, like a flat collar. And it looks like, it's kind of hard to tell in that picture, but either a choker or a pinch collar. She talks about how she got her finger caught. I cannot stress this enough. Like, I don't want to come down on tools. I don't have a problem with tools. I cannot stress this enough. Please do not allow your dogs to run around with a pinch collar or a choker on just casually. Those are tools meant for a specific job. And they should only be used for that. And in the case of a pinch collar or a choker, those collars are there for walking and for training. They're not meant just to run around day to day. She talks about how her finger got caught and she broke her finger. I have actually seen cases where dogs are playing, even just friendly dogs are off wrestling and playing. One dog's jaw gets caught in the collar. They're wrestling. Next thing you know, now they're fighting. I've seen dogs literally their jaws get shattered because they twist. They get caught in the collar and then they spin and they twist and they panic, and it is just a disaster waiting to happen. So please, if you take nothing else from this video, please do not under any circumstances let your dogs run around unsupervised together with a pinch collar or a choker. It's just not safe.
Kane's collar, and I don't have a lot of control, so I broke my finger doing this. But we let her go, and then I just had to clean up all the blood. And I don't ever want to experience that again. I was afraid he was going to kill her. And just last night, Izzy and Tricky got into it.
So even here, you can see both these dogs, even though they're kenneled right now, they both got the chokers on. It's kind of, I think they're chokers is what she's using. So the metal choke collars, and it looks like the tan dog on the right there has a harness on too. Lots of equipment.
And I had to pull them apart, separate them, and get them in the crates. So now I've got 3 dogs. They can't be left alone or together. Nobody's getting what they need. Can't walk them together. Dogs are with me 24/7. Can't have family and friends freely come over. I just don't want anybody, a dog, a human, to get hurt. I love these dogs, but this can't continue. If things don't change soon, my sanity is at stake. I've got to get this fixed so that my pack can be at peace, because right now I live my life worried, and it's just not good for anybody. I desperately need help.
I just want to say, I get really passionate sometimes when I'm talking about this. I hope you guys realize that I'm never coming down on the owner. I know sometimes it might sound like I am, and I get really amped up, like when I was just talking about the collar thing there. I'm never judging the owner. I understand. We do the best we can with the tools that we have at our disposal and the knowledge that we come equipped with. So I totally understand, and I never want anyone to think that like I'm sitting there secretly judging these people, or I'm not. I understand, we're exactly where we need to be at any given moment, and I'm just grateful to be able to be here and to watch these videos and hopefully share my knowledge with you. That's it. Okay, stop preaching, Colleen. Sorry.
Hello.
Susie,
Oh, come on
how are
in.
you? Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to
Nice to
meet
meet
you.
you.
Down.
Okay.
I'm living in controlled chaos.
It's pretty strong.
No control.
The energy in the house is really strong. I just walk in and feel a boulder, a mountain of pressure, you know?
This, what he's describing, it reminds me of the first time I ever went to Las Vegas. I'm from BC, where, it's nice and cool. Even on our hottest days, it's nothing compared to there. And I remember walking out of the airport and feeling the heat for, just the average day's heat, but it was like hitting a brick wall. And this is very often we see this happen when we go in for our first consultations, kind of like what Cesar's doing now. We actually, it feels like we're hitting an energy wall. Like it's just, we get hit with it right off the bat. A lot of times owners, because they're kind of used to living in this chaos, they feel it to a certain extent, but they've adjusted to it, or they've kind of, just adapted to that chaos. So when we come in there, we get hit with it. It's that same feeling. It's just like hitting a brick wall. So he's reacting to that feeling.
Like this desperation of I need help. How long you been like this?
So I'd say about 2 years ago, Izzy and Kane began fighting. And now with Tricky here, it's just getting worse.
This pack's energy, even when they're quiet, is like an explosion ready to go off with the slightest spark. My own energy has to be perfect. Tell me about the fights.
The Kane fights are just awful.
These two fights?
These two, Izzy and Tricky, they got into a fight just last night, actually.
What are the triggers?
With Izzy and Tricky, if I'm giving one attention, the other one wants the attention, and they go at it. Then when they get riled up, Kane gets riled up and will bust through anything. Whenever there's excitement, if he hears something, he's got to regulate.
Okay.
Anyone, a human or dog, gets agitated, Kane, he's got to get in there, and he's always got to regulate the energy. Kane is the...
You'll find that a lot, or we find that a lot with dogs. There's always we call them the peacekeepers. I hear owners say that all the time. Oh, my guy's a peacekeeper. Yeah, they are. Dogs thrive on balance. They want everyone, human, dogs, cats, it doesn't matter. They want balance. And when a being is out of balance, there's usually a peacekeeper in the match that will run in there and try to restore that balance, because otherwise life just doesn't feel balanced. So that's what they're doing. And it's interesting that it's the big guy here is the one that is trying to get that balance, which is pretty impressive considering I think isn't that the one that got taken away from mom at like 4 weeks old. So I've got to give that dog some kudos, man. He's, whatever he learned in those 4 weeks, he kept it.
problem because he's just so big. And he will overcorrect and hurt somebody. He will grab the dogs, shake them around, pin them down, and they've gone to the hospital, they've gotten infections. I've gotten bit in the middle of it.
Okay, and do you got any help?
I have gone through 5 trainers, and I still can't stop the fights.
It's alarming to learn that Susie worked with 5 trainers and the chaos is only getting worse.
It isn't really. I mean, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, I remember when I watched this episode, and I've been training dogs for about 25 years. This is definitely one of those houses where I probably would have walked in and said, I can't do this on my own. I'm enough to be able to handle these 3 dogs who've had this history of living like this. And yeah, I probably would have walked away, not because I didn't want to help, but because I just don't have I have the skills, but I don't have the tools, right? First of all, you would not be able to do this at her house. These dogs need to be taken to a neutral facility somewhere where they're on neutral ground. They don't have the history, and they can kind of rebuild. What they need is a foundation. They have to rebuild that structure. And so, these trainers walking in off the street, trying to fix this in her home, it would be nearly impossible.
I can't live like this. So, I mean, I would love to be able to make this work, but 3 dogs is in this constant chaos and it's not sustainable.
Susie is right. This is not sustainable because one of these dogs is going to get killed or Susie is going to end up in the hospital.
Yeah.
There's a pressure cooker in there just waiting to explode. Bringing Kane into this energy will just pour fuel on the fire. So I need to keep him separate while I evaluate Tricky and Easy.
And this excitement is normal to you?
That's normal. They're happy to see me. It's kind of
That's
like...
your interpretation?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's allowing excitement, you know. Excitement does not equal happiness.
Excited dogs can get into fight. Calm dogs don't.
Right. Usually when they get excited is when something happens. Tricky gets in Izzy's space, Izzy doesn't like it, and then it starts something.
So right off the bat, those dogs were already excited. They were already amped up. They were already, you know, there's the cameraman, there's Cesar. That I don't even know how many people are probably behind the scenes. They have been, I don't know how long they were recording for, but let's assume even 10, 15 minutes or, you know, all of these people there. These dogs have been building that frustration up, right? So it's not like they went, oh, okay, and went lay down. No, they sat there actively trying to be a part of the excitement, and because they couldn't, their frustration kept building and building and building, and then all of a sudden doors get open and all these dogs come flying out. There's all this trigger, there's new smells, there's new people, there's new sounds, there's new equipment. I'm actually surprised the fight didn't break out right there, and I have to say, I understand for TV why they do this, but obviously I would never recommend doing the setup. I would never have all 3 dogs come rushing out at me. It's yeah, you're asking for a fight.
That's how a lot of dog lovers get into trouble, right? They see excitement as a way of happiness, and the dogs, they see excitement as a way of challenging each other. Now, when they're excited, how do you bring that energy back down? Do you do anything about it? Like,
Take the toy away.
Yeah.
Can I see that?
Tricky, come here, sit. No. Tricky, come here, sit. Have it. Leave it.
So right there, you can see what's happening, right? Like, sorry, I've already forgotten their names, but the one with the toy in his mouth is obviously not going to give it up. This is something that he's learned he can control her with. So every time she reaches for it, he goes like that, haha, you know. And we look at it. The untrained eye looks at it and says, oh, he's just playing. He wants to play keep away. But no, it's not. And then the bulldogs coming in, again, we're just asking for a fight because the bulldog's going to come in and try and grab the toy. And yeah, it's, geez. Ugh. This is just, it's hard to watch.
Isabella, it's a fight waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Just to avoid fights. Just...
Easy twice tried to take the toy from Tricky. Tricky challenged her right back, and Easy growled in her face.
She's not gonna give it up.
She's not?
No, she's not gonna give it up.
Susie needs to step in and give discipline to de-escalate, but instead, she backs down. When I say discipline, I mean she needs to guide the dogs to obey rules and respect boundaries.
Oh, sorry, Cesar, didn't mean to cut you off mid-sentence, sir, but I just want to point something out. So Cesar did the right thing by putting, I think it was Isabel or whatever, away. If you're at home right now and you've got multiple dogs and you're having these issues, I highly suggest separating them for short periods of training. So when you're working with one dog, put the others in another room, or this is ideal because the other dogs get to kind of watch, right? So, but you want to have it so you can just be focused on one dog. You don't have to worry about other dogs coming in and trying to correct or get involved in the chaos. So just put the other dogs away, work on one dog, have a 5-minute session or 3-minute session, however long you want, put that dog away, bring the next dog out. So what Cesar's teaching is great, right? You want to get those, the rules, boundaries, limitations down there. It's pretty hard to do that when you've got a whole bunch of dogs all kind of vying over one toy.
Showing leadership. You need to show Tricky leadership, but you give up too quickly.
Yeah.
Right? And so But look how the pupils get dilated.
This energy isn't playful. Tricky is challenging me.
The more the pupils get dilated, the more they bring this energy.
Dilated pupils like that are a sign Tricky thinks she's fighting over prey, not playing with a toy. When a
And see, right away, they triggered that instinct, that kill instinct by doing the tug of war, right? I'm not against tug of war. There, as long as it's done properly. But in this case, this dog has already proven that it doesn't want to give up its target. It's, as far as it's concerned, that is prey. Like what it's got in its mouth there is prey, and it's not going to give it up. So as soon as you start pulling like that, you engage the dog into a more primal mode. Now it goes into, I must protect this. I'm trying to kill this thing, right? I want to protect it.
dog hunts, his nervous system will flood with adrenaline, which increases her chance of securing her prey. But in this case, it's totally inappropriate. It tells me for Tricky, this is in play.
The more you fight with them or the more you invite them to fight you back, the more the brain goes into this excited way, and it's more difficult for them to calm down. That's what.
So he's obviously doing this to demonstrate, and because it's a TV show, he's got to be able to demonstrate to everybody what's going on. In a realistic situation, we would never allow this, right? This wouldn't happen. If I was there right now, there weren't cameras recording, and I wasn't trying to demonstrate something, I would I would absolutely correct the dog right away. I would make the dog drop the toy, and there would be absolutely no pulling. But of course, he's trying to demonstrate this, so I see why he's doing it. It's just that from somebody watching that doesn't understand, they could see this and think, oh, so I have to have them engaging and then go through with a correction. The goal is we would never want them to get to a point where there's a tug of war, right?
That's what excites her.
See that? So that correction right there. If he had done that right away, if he wasn't trying to demonstrate this, if he had done that right away, you'd never get to the tug of war stage, which would mean that the hunting or primal state wouldn't have been triggered.
Susie gives up too quickly instead of following through enforcing rules. So Tricky has learned if she waits it out, she gets to keep the toy.
So your dogs don't respect you.
We need to establish rules so they know what is not allowed.
Right now, she can't touch any toys. It's like being referee. The referee tells LeBron James when the ball moves.
So the reason he's suggesting this is because she basically just went from one target to the next. She hasn't submitted. She hasn't given up. She's still in hunting mode. So she's just going to take that energy and that drive that she has, that prey drive, and put it to another target. What Cesar is saying is, no, right now, I just want you to submit to this. I want you to be calm. I want you to be quiet. Then we can introduce play. You don't just get to drop one toy, go to another, and continue the behavior. That doesn't teach anything.
Look, she ignored my correction and went and got another toy.
He's killing it.
Yeah.
Look at the eyes, film the eyes.
I'm glad he's showing this.
That's pretty dangerous.
Sorry, I shouldn't talk over the video. I'm glad he's showing this because, yeah, a lot of people would see this and think, oh, look, the puppy's calming down. She's got her toy. She's settled down. She's chewing away. No. This is very primal. Those eyes are locked in. It's almost like a drug for the dog at that state. And this is a very, very prime example of a time when somebody could get bit. If you had kids and a kid walked too close to that, because the dog's not playing with the toy right now, that dog is killing a target.
They go like this.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what happened when they kill an animal.
Oh.
Yeah.
They're somewhere else killing the thing.
Again, Tricky's eyes are telling me the whole story. Right now, her mind is totally focused on killing the toy. This is extremely dangerous, especially since Susie hasn't showed Tricky to respect rules or boundaries.
Now, just imagine, just for a sec here, imagine, well, Trixie is in that state if another dog walked by, even if it had no intention of taking the toy, she's not thinking rationally. She's not thinking, I'm just a happy-go-lucky puppy at that moment. She's thinking, this is prey. I'm killing it. I'm going to eat it. She's a wild animal at that point. So another dog comes by, even just walking by, there's a very good chance she's going to lash out because she's trying to protect her target.
We're not gonna take it away from her.
But she can't chew on it.
She can't chew, no.
Okay. I was shocked to learn that the way Tricky was playing with the toy could be correlated to her killing an animal. I thought she was soothing herself by chewing. It is scary to think I've been encouraging a behavior that actually could have led to something dangerous happening.
Everyone does it. There's really no use dwelling on stuff that you didn't know, right? Like we've all made mistakes, and like I said earlier in the video, we deal with life with the tools that we have equipped in the moment, and that's all we can do. So, yeah, we've all been there. We've all done it.
Hey.
Isabella.
Hey.
Tricky's excitement has made Easy tense, but we address the same way, by following through with consequences.
I just want her to have some kind of consequence for the growl. Because when she growled, I opened the door, she wanted to come out. You're not coming out after that growl.
She does that a lot in the crate.
Because nobody has told her there's not a way to communicate. You're allowing a lot of primal behavior.
Yeah.
Literally, you have like Jurassic Park inside your house.
Yeah. Yeah.
So those are Jurassic Park sounds.
When I say primal, I mean these are the kinds of sounds and behaviors found in wild dogs. They hunt to eat and survive on instincts. When a wild pack encounters another wild pack, sometimes it's kill or be killed. That is a super dangerous energy to have inside a house.
If there was no human here and these two dogs
No,
met
they'll kill each
themselves
other.
in the wild,
You'll kill each other.
I'm really worried about what I seen with Tricky and Easy, but now it's time for me to evaluate Kane.
Go get King.
Okay.
While Susie leashes up Kane, I step out to recenter myself. My energy has to be perfect, because I can hear Kane is already in a violent state.
I'm glad he brought this up because I see this a lot. Even as a professional trainer myself, I'm constantly having to catch myself. If you're already tense, if you're already amped up, such as the case with Cesar here, he's already been dealing with two very high energy dogs. And this dog is at least equal, if not more, energy than the other two. So it's good that he's taking that break. He's going out, he's recentering himself, he's focusing so that he can give this dog the attention that it deserves and needs without bringing all that baggage from the other two dogs that he's just worked on. And yeah, can you imagine how hard that must be for her to have to do this? It'd be impossible. You couldn't do it. Yeah, it would be pretty darn hard.
I'm waiting and I hear that sound. It's like, oh my God.
Hear that really high pitch. It's not a woof, woof, woof. It's a ar, ar, ar. That's just the peak level of frustration. This dog is at, on a scale of 1 to 100, with 100 being the highest, this dog is at 110. Like, it's already at max frustration. So any little trigger at this point is just going to cause him to go right over. He has no wick. He's got no fuse to play with here. He's already maxed out. It's just basically, it's just a bomb waiting to go off.
That sound says everything.
Come on.
When I started, I was in South Central. Unfortunately, there was a lot of people there. They will fight dogs, and you can hear the sound before they actually go hurt each other.
Tricky.
Hear that frustration? Woof, 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 right? It's not a woof, woof, woof. It's a woof, woof, woof. It's very frustrated. So even that dog over there is just as frustrated, right? So you've got three very powerful breeds, very frustrated, and absolutely no way of being able to make sense of it or calm themselves down. They have no structure.
Come on in.
So that's the sound. That's a killing sound. Well, somebody take care of that one.
Tricks.
Let me go around. I can tell a lot from a dog's bark based on the pitch, energy, and intent. With Kane, the combination of the high pitch, frustrated energy, and aggressive intent tell me that he could attack if he's given the chance. A hazard of Easy, who's already tense, and Tricky, the overexcited young pit bull. To prevent the fight, my handler Jaime will take Tricky to a different room. That should dial down the pressure a little. So at least we deal with one bark at a time. That's all right. It's too late. Pass me the leash. Yeah. Now you go back and breathe. There you go.
It just goes to show the difference. So she was you can't blame her. She was already, I'm sure, stressed to the limit with Cesar and the crew there and all the excitement going on. And I think that was Kane picked up on it right away. Like he wanted nothing to do with her at that point. He just wanted to get at Cesar. And as soon as Cesar took control, right? As soon as Cesar picked up that leash, the dog instantly went, oh my God, I can breathe. Okay. I don't have to control everything. I don't have to focus on anything else. I can just be in the moment, and I can actually let my guard down. And look what the dog did. He just instantly went, okay, I can submit to this.
So I used the leash just to remind him go to calm surrender.
Wow, that was kind of amazing.
Right?
Kane got really calm with Cesar in the first minute or so. This gives me a glimmer of hope.
Kane went from the high-pitched, dangerous bark to lying down and calm surrender after a single correction. Susie says that he often plays the enforcer. But at heart, he seems like a gentle giant, provided he gets the right discipline from Susie and the right energy. It was really about calm energy with confidence.
Okay.
I use the right energy. That's why he surrendered so fast. That's why he gave up the control to me.
Right.
Our job is to make sure that the energy gets stabilized ASAP.
Okay.
But it's hard for you to give the calm, healthy energy in this space. Your house is heavy, the energy. I feel pressure in my chest.
Me too.
You see what I mean?
It's mine, I'm sorry. I guess I've gotten so comfortable in chaos.
Yeah.
That's normal.
Yeah, but I'm feeling something else. So in order for me to help your pack, we need to find out where this energy is coming from.
It's amazing how us humans, we learn to adapt to that level of stress. That becomes her resting state, right? She never fully gets to decompress because she's already in the state of absolute chaos, and the energy level would be just through the roof. So yeah, it amazes me constantly just how capable we are of adjusting, and not necessarily healthily, to that level of chaos. That just becomes our norm.
I'm not just here to see a dog. I need to see everything, because everything matters. What I have found is it's important for us humans to have someone to share where we feel safe. What's the biggest energy you're feeling? The negative one?
Isolation? Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the problems with having a big pack of dogs like this that are at each other's throats is that the only way that she could ever feel safe is if she's there to supervise. Trying to go out would be pretty much impossible for her, because she would be constantly wondering, are they trying to kill each other? I know she's got kennels, so she could kennel them, but there would still be that underlying fear all the time of I can't go anywhere. I can't get help. And I'm sure she probably feels judgment from her friends and family too, right? If she tried to explain this to anyone else would be like, well, why do you keep your dogs, right? Get rid of the dogs. So it would be hard on her from every different direction.
I don't talk about these things.
Right.
I don't have anyone to talk to. I lost my mom in 2016. And shortly after that, my daughter was in a mass shooting.
Oh my God.
Sorry. She was in the Las Vegas shooting. And she called me in the middle of the shooting.
Oh my God.
She made it out okay. I got through the mass shooting situation. And, in the middle of all this, my husband had severe combat PTSD and was severely triggered and hurt me. And we split.
Holy smokes.
That re-traumatized me all over again, and I didn't have anybody there for me. And I'm starting to realize that, all of this trauma compounds. And so I'm here already.
Yeah.
And it's just with Izzy here. And then Kane gets here. And then Tricky comes. And it's too much.
Yeah.
So common. It's so common. We all, we all cope in our own ways, and it's not uncommon for us when we feel like we're isolated or we feel like we're going through trauma to bring in a dog to help us heal. The problem is that if we're already emotionally fragile, when we bring that dog into our home, what we're doing is setting the dog up to see us as weak. Dogs need confident leaders. They just do. That's how they feel comfortable in their environment. So as soon as a dog walks in and sees her in that weakened state, already to the dog, it feels like it can't look to her for leadership. It has to become the leader. And the bottom line is most dogs don't want to be leaders. Most dogs want to be followers.
I was just so completely emotionally overwhelmed and shaken. And I'm exhausted because I'm trying to survive all the time.
Because you're running on empty.
100%. Yeah, I've been on empty for a long time.
Yeah. And they sense it.
Right.
That you're running on empty. Susie has faced more trauma in the past 7 years than anyone should ever have to bear.
Absolutely.
And she admits it's left her emotionally exhausted. That leads to feelings of isolation and lack of motivation. Susie needs to address that exhaustion as soon as possible because it's led to her abandoning the leadership of her pack. And the result is total chaos. Each dog has their own issues. Tricky is overexcited, Easy is tense, and Kane aggressively corrects the other two. But if Susie gave them calm, confident leadership and provided rules, boundaries, and limitations, each dog will be able to stay calm and the fights will be a thing of the past. Instead, Susie has given up.
She's not gonna give it up.
She's not?
No, she's not gonna give it up.
She thinks bad behavior is unavoidable and backs down.
I hate to correct him, but I don't think she's given up. I think she's just honestly doesn't know where to go. If she had given up, she wouldn't have contacted Cesar to begin with. So I don't think it's fair to say she's given up. I don't think so. I think that she's exhausted all of her knowledge and she's just kind of hitting a brick wall at this point, but I wouldn't say she's given up.
So the pack has resorted to instinct, communicating and playing in primal ways, and fighting over everything. These are big, powerful dogs without limits. The next fight could potentially end in a dog's death or send her to the hospital. I need to get the dogs and her to the DPC to begin work immediately. You need help.
Yeah.
So I want to invite you to the DPC. Come to my ranch, it's 43 acres, it's beautiful. And I will guide you and support you along with my team, right? So you're not going to be isolated. You are not alone. We will do it together. And at the same time, they're getting rehabilitated right away.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yep. Okay. Take a deep breath.
Susie heads to the DPC with Kane, Izzy, and Tricky.
All right, guys, we're off to Cesar's. You make me nervous.
I know that okay guys, we're here. I know. You're projecting energy that right now they don't need. I mean, it actually seemed like they were somewhat calm, and then she started saying that, okay guys, what do you know, as soon as she started talking to them, she's getting them excited, and then that's going to set them up for failure right off the bat, because they're, as soon as she pulls in there, they're already amped up.
You need to learn how to be new dogs together.
Oh wow, that was a heavy video. That was a lot. I certainly enjoyed watching it with you. You might notice that I've split this video into two, and that's because the original video was about an hour and a half long, and we covered so many emotional topics. I decided it would make more sense to split it up into two. So you've just hopefully finished watching part one, and we're gonna jump over into part two. I will put the link somewhere on the screen. Thanks, guys. Bye.